How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. Black Knight comes out today, and I have two decks that I'm going to be trying on day one. I really like these decks. I like the ideas. They're not just like a regular discard deck, and so that's kind of the stuff that I look for when I look for new decks to try out. So I've got two of them. One of them is by Safety Blade, and the other one is not one that I came up with. I saw variations of this online, this Shuri deck right here. Made some changes, probably going to make some further changes as well, but this is what I'm going to start out with right when the card comes out. If you don't know, Black Knight is coming out today, and he is a 1/2. After you discard a card, add the Ebony Blade to your hand with that card's power. And this happens once per game. The Ebony Blade is a 4 cost, 0 power, and then obviously whatever you discard, you get that card's power. So with this deck, what you're trying to do is get Lady Sif to discard Infinite. That will make your Ebony Blade a 20 power. You can use Shuri to buff the Ebony Blade, or you can just play the blade. You can copy it with Taskmaster, but the main goal is just to get Lady Sif to discard Infinite. This deck is a little bit more risky than some of the other decks, because if you don't have Infinite in hand, you potentially can discard your Taskmaster. Now, you don't need Taskmaster to win. However, discarding Taskmaster is just not good. It makes your Ebony Blade cost 0. There's nothing you can do about it. You won't have a copy for the Red Skull, so it just makes it a lot more difficult. But the idea of this deck, play Black Knight on 1. On 2, you want to play Zabu or Armor, depending on what you have, but probably Zabu, so it opens up a bigger turn 6 for you. Turn 3, you're looking to Lady Sif if you have Infinite in hand. Discard the Infinite. If you don't have Infinite and you have Red Skull, you can play it as well. Hopefully you don't discard a Taskmaster if you have that in hand. On turn 4, you're looking to Shuri. Turn 5, you can play the Ebony Blade, or you can play the Red Skull if you want to double that up. And then turn 6, you have Taskmaster to copy whatever it is you copied, or you have the option to play the Ebony Blade on turn 6. If you got the Infinite, it'll be a 20 power, and then you can Ghost Rider to bring back the Infinite in a separate lane. So that's why the Zabu's in here. It opens up that extra turn 6 win condition, and this deck just looks fun. I don't know if it's going to be better than the actual regular Sauron Shuri deck that we see all the time, but I like big numbers. I like the ability to put out 40 power in a lane. If you can get Shuri to hit the Ebony Blade, and then you can copy it with Taskmaster in another lane. So it has the potential to have more power than that other deck, and it just looks like a lot of fun. So this is what I'm going to be trying on day one, which is in about an hour. So just trying to get this list, both of these lists out to you guys, so maybe you can try them out and make some changes. Also, really quick, the slot that you can kind of play with is Shang-Chi. You can add a different 4-drop in there. Dracula was in here originally. I didn't really like that in this deck, but you can run Enchantress. If you want, you can remove Shang-Chi, and I don't know if I would remove Zabu altogether, but you can run Shadow King. I think Shadow King's pretty effective right now in the meta, and if you're seeing a lot of other Black Knights, Shadow King can just be a winning play against their Ebony Blade. So consider those for your swaps. But let's talk about the other deck. It is from Safety Blade, and it's kind of a control-ish deck. It has the same idea with Zabu and then Ghost Rider and then Lady Sif to discard the Infinite. So again, the goal, get Black Knight out. On turn 2, play Zabu. You can also play Mobius depending on what your opponent is playing. Turn 3, play the Lady Sif to try to get rid of the Infinite. If you miss with the Lady Sif and you hit the Professor X, it's not the end of the world, because you can Ghost Rider into the Professor X, and that's also just a solid play on turn 4. You have Shang-Chi in here for some control. Jubilee is in here because almost whatever it hits is pretty good. And then of course you have that turn 6 play where you can Ghost Rider and Ebony Blade if you hit something big. The other play line, which I think is going to be more consistent, is playing Zabu and then playing the Lady Sif on 3, and then on turn 4 playing the Ebony Blade, maybe locking it down with Professor X, that same lane on turn 5, and then turn 6 you're looking Ghost Rider to bring that Infinite back, and then maybe use a Shang-Chi to try to control another lane. So this was just interesting. It's not like a all-in discard deck. I've seen Lockjaw discard stuff for Black Knight. I've seen stuff with MODOK and Hela, and those just look too expected for me, I wanted to find some decks that looked a little bit different, that try a little bit different tactics to try to win. And these are the 2 decks that I found that actually look really fun. So this is what I'm going to try. Whichever one I'm most successful with, I'll probably make a deck video for, and the changes that I make to the deck, if anything works. If none of them are successful, you won't see a deck video. So give these decks a shot. Let me know if you make any changes. Let me know how you like them. Let me know if you like these videos. I'm trying to bring more deck videos to you guys and day 1 decks and things like that. So as usual, if you love all things Marvel Snap, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one.